Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the lesson properties. Here I am on grade 9 math. We're going to start with the chapter properties. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is properties of addition and multiplication. Which property of multiplication is shown? T times 1 equals T, right? You multiply T by 1 and answer is exactly the T, right? So this is known as the identity property. Identity property means you multiplied any number by 1. The answer is exactly the same number, right? That means that is the identity. Multiplying by 1 does not change the number, so that is the identity. Let's just start with the test questions. Which property of addition is shown? K plus n equals k plus 1, k plus m plus n, right? So here you have three of the, on the both sides you have exactly exactly same variables, right? K is on the both side, then m is on the both side, and then n is on the both sides. The numbers are exactly the same on the both sides, or you can say variables. Just order of addition is different, right? And when you have three variables involved, that is simple associative property, right? The correct option is associative. Option 1 is the correct option. Which property of is shown? P plus n equals n plus p. So which is the correct option? So you have two variables involved, right? P and n. They are adding, just their order is different, right? If you do 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3, the answer is 5. When you have two numbers involved, that is the commutative property. So this is the commutative property. Got it? So commutative property it is. Which property of addition is shown? Which is the correct option? U plus 0 equals U. So when you add 0 to U, the answer is 0. That means the answer is U. That means adding 0, the number stays the same. So that is the identity property, right? The correct option is identity. The correct option is identity. Which property of addition is shown? H plus J equals J plus H. Yes, very good. That is commutative property. Which equation shows the zero property of multiplication? The correct option is zero property means when you multiply 0 to any number, the answer is 0, right? So that would be 0 times b equals 0. That is the zero property of multiplication. Got it? Which equation shows the identity property of addition? That is n equals 0 plus n, right? The last one is the correct option. Very good. 0 plus n equals, and that is the correct option. Which equation shows the associative property of addition, which is the correct option? Yes, that is the third one. H plus J plus K equals H plus J plus K. Option number 3 is the correct option. Which property of addition is shown? H equals H plus 0. The correct option is identity, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is properties of equality. The correct lesson is Properties of equality. Okay, the first example is which property of equality is shown? Negative 97 equals G minus F, right? Now, which property? Okay, let's see. That is the subtraction property of inequality, right? If you subtract the same number from the both sides of an equation, the two sides are still equal, right? Like if you do negative 97 minus h on the right hand side, and on the left hand side you also do g minus f minus h, right? Like you subtract same number on the both sides. That means the answer is exactly the same. That is subtraction property of inequality, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, which property of equality is shown? I think you can read the question now. If 2 equals 16 plus m, then 2 minus negative 37, 16 plus m minus negative 37, right? So you can see here, you are already given 2 and 16 plus m, you are already given. Now the next new thing is negative, subtracting negative 37 on the both side, right? That means that is the subtraction property of equality. That means if you subtract the same number on the both side, the equation is balanced. That means that is the subtraction property of equality. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, which property of equality is shown below? If j equals k minus 66, k minus negative 66, then negative 55 plus j equal negative 55 plus k minus negative 66, right? So you added 50 negative 55, right? So when you add the same number in the both sides of the equation, the answer is always the same. So that means that is the addition property of equality, because you added negative 55 both sides, right? The correct option is addition property of equality. Which property of equality is shown below? S equals t plus 13, then negative 27 equal S equals negative 27 t plus 13. Yes, you multiplied negative 27 both sides, right? So that means multiplying the same number on the both sides is multiplication property of equality, right? Okay, the next question is, which property of equality is shown if G equals negative 73F, then GH equals negative 73FH. So, which is the correct option? Yes, that is multiplication property of equality. The correct option is multiplication property of equality. Which property of equality is shown below? If negative 97 equals G minus F, yes, that is subtraction property of equality. Which property of equality is shown? Yes, that is multiplication property of equality, sorry. Which property of equality is shown below? Which is the correct option? That is subtraction property of equality. Option number 2 is the correct option. Division? No, not division. That is subtraction. You are subtracting. No, this is not division, right? Then maybe the question is different. This is subtraction property of equality, right? Okay, property of equality is shown below. That is multiplication property of equality, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is distributive property. Let's just start with the distributive property. Distributive property is very, very important. You need almost when we're working on the math, we use the distributive property both of most of the time, right? Simplify the expression 4u plus 1 equals 7, right? 4u plus 1 is inside the bracket, sorry, and outside you have 7. So you need to multiply 4u plus 1 by 7, right? That means everything that is inside this bracket is multiplied by 7. So you have to do 7 times 4u, and you need to multiply this 7 to 4u. You have to do 7 times 4u, and then you have to multiply 7 times 1. That is actually the distributive property, right? So that is 4 times 7 is 28u, and 7 times 1 is 7. The distributive property means the number that is outside the bracket, you have to multiply it everything with the inside the bracket, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Simplify the expression 8 times 1 plus 4g, right? So you have to apply the distributive property. You can multiply, you have to do 8 times 1 and 8 times 4g. 8 times 1 and 8 times 4g, right? So 8 times 1 is 8 and 8 times 4 is 32. So that is 8 plus 32g. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? It got it. Correct option is option number 1, that is 8 plus 32g. Simplify the expression that is 5 times 4h plus 2, right? You have to do 5 times 4h and 5 times 2. 5 times 4 is 20, that is 20h, and 5 times 2 is 10. So the correct option is 28 plus 20h plus 10. The correct option is option number 1, that is 20h plus 10. Okay, simplify the expression. So which is the correct option? Solve the question and write the answer in the chat box. Yes, 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 plus 6 is 18. So that is 9 plus 18g. The correct option is option number 1, that is 9 plus 18g. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Simplify the expression 5 times 1 plus 5h. So which is the correct option? That is 5 plus 25. H, option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, simplify the expression 2 times 1 plus 8s. So which is the correct option? 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 8 is 16 s. So option number 1 is the correct option, that is 2 plus 16 s. Simplify the expression 3 times 1 plus 7z. So which is the correct option? Yes, 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 7 is 21z. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 3 plus 21z. Okay, simplify the expression, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 6 plus 15u is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is simplify variable expressions using properties. Now you are given the mathematical expressions. You have to apply these properties you have just learned, right? Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, simplify 3 times 2b. So which is, you have to see which prop to apply, right? So 3 times 2b is, yes, that is 3 times 2 is 6. You have to apply the different properties to calculate the answer, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, 1 plus 4 plus z. So which is the correct option? That is z plus 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Basically, you have to apply the associative property here, right? Simplify the expression, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 6 times 6 is 36, so that is 36J. Simplify the expression, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 6B. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify the expression. Twenty-four U. Option number 1 is the correct option. Yeah, yes, that is J plus 4. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Next one is simplify the expression 9 times 7x. So, which is the correct option? Sixty-three x is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct one, right? Simplification 2 times 5 by 2 times 5 is 10y, right? The correct option is 10y. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 9 math. The chapter we're working on is properties. The lessons we have covered today are properties of addition and multiplication, properties of equality, distributive property, and simplify variable expressions using properties, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any questions related to the lesson we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.